Tonight for dinner we're having sloppy joes and cheese puffs. Of course, I browned my ground beef to make Manwich, and I bought Manwich. Now, when I went to get it, I cannot find it. So then, I thought, well, I'll just make my own Manwich. So, found some peppers in the freezer. I cut those up. Onions, cut those up. The recipe calls for ketchup, which I hardly had any, so I used ketchup, and I used tomato paste. I used a little bit of brown sugar and vinegar. Went to get the chili powder, and I had no chili powder, so I had to look up a substitute for chili powder. So I used cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika. And it is actually pretty good. I think I used a little bit too much sugar, and I need to use a little bit more vinegar, but it is kind of close. So it's good in a pinch, I guess. But that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Hey everyone, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. We're having some chicken thighs. I'm going to put them in the air fryer. I've got my potatoes. I'm going to put those in the air fryer first. They've got parsley flakes, onion powder, garlic powder, Hidden Valley Ranch powder, as always. And the only thing different is I put in some paprika. So those are my favorite way of making potatoes. It's in the air fryer. So we'll have that. And then I made some rub. I used this barbecue seasoning mix. I used some ranch powder, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. And I'm going to rub that on the chicken thighs and put them in the air fryer. I made some chicken Alfredo manicotti last night, and it was so good. And I used that chicken breast, or sorry, I keep saying chicken breast. I used the thighs and put them in the air fryer to get the chicken part of it, and it was so good. And I thought, I'm going to make that again tonight, but this time I'm adding the barbecue seasoning. I didn't add that last time. I just put chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, and some paprika on the chicken, and it's really good. And I cooked it for 18 minutes, and I think the recipe I saw said 18 minutes on 400, but I'm going to put it on for 20 minutes, and I think that was perfect. So I'll show you what my chicken looks like when I get through putting the rub on it. This is what the thighs look like. I spread it all over the inside, underneath the skin, and on the outside of the skin. And I'm going to let them sit here, letting the air fryer heat up, and then I'm going to put my potatoes in there. When they get done, I will put in my chicken. Okay, I preheated it for a couple minutes after I took my potatoes out. So now I'm going to give you a good look at them. And then I'm going to put them in the air fryer. And it's at 400. And I'm going to put it to 20 minutes. And I'll probably check on it in 10 minutes and see what they look like. Looks like they're almost done. I'm gonna flip them over and let them get brown on the other side. Okay, I flipped them over and it looks just as good on this side. I'm gonna let it crisp up the skin because it's crispy on that side, but it's not crispy on this side. So I'm gonna put it in for the rest of the time. Let's see how much time we've got left. So it's at 400 degrees, and we've got 8 minutes. 12 minutes has gone by, so I flipped them at 12 minutes. So we'll give it another 8 minutes and take them out. I also got some corn from this summer that I put in a freezer bag where I food saved it. So I'm going to put those in some boiling water and cook that with everything. And I've got my salad. I've got leftover salad from last night. I've got some roast that I made with the ranch powder And I took a little bit of that and put some blue cheese in it and made blue cheese dressing. So that's what we're going to have for dinner with the chicken. Okay, everything's done. That's what the potatoes look like. I put them back in there to warm them back up. And there's the chicken thighs. And boiled the corn and put some butter in there and sprinkled it with some lemon pepper. And the burner's off, but it's still warm. And then we're having a salad with ranch and blue cheese. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Tonight we're having chuck roast for dinner. I cooked it in the Instant Pot, but I didn't film it because it really didn't do that great. It was my first time opening the box, so I'll have to try another time to show you how to use it because it didn't work out with the roast recipe that came with the box. But the story of my life. But there's some carrots, and I put some onions in there even though the recipe didn't call for onions. It didn't even call for me to put salt in it. So I just added some stuff myself, so it's not really a recipe, but we're having potatoes, carrots, onions, and there's my plate. I made macaroni and cheese the other night, and that's what we're having with that. And there's the roast. I had to put it in my other pressure cooker and cook it the rest of the way. But trial and error. I'll get it eventually. I've had it on my shelf for 2 years, so it's my fault that I haven't been using it. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight.